I don't think anyone could have imagined the amount of money being spent on headphones if you were to go back in time 5 or 10 years. To suggest that we're spending hundreds of millions of dollars a year in Australia alone on headphones would blow your mind. And of course, everyone talks about the Apple AirPods. They are amazing, they're everywhere. But there are better and equally as good headphones out there. We've got the Sony WF-1000XM4s and these from JBL, the new Live Pro Plus true wireless. These are worth a look. We're going to compare all three right now here at EFTM. All right, so how do you compare headphones? Headphones and the quality of a headphone is a very subjective thing. So keep that in mind first and foremost when you listen to and watch every single review. Your view of good audio might be very different to mine. For example, people who love the Beats sound profile, they're probably into a bit of bass. There's a definite bass tone to when you're listening to Beats. Sennheiser has this kind of purity, neutrality to it. JBL has its own signature sound as well. Over time, Apple's defined its own and so has Sony. But why are the AirPods so popular? Well, because they're from Apple. I mean, it's that simple. There is something absolutely amazing about the fact that you can just open these up and your phone just pops up a little window that allows you to pair them. And that is the number one best feature of the Apple AirPods is instant pairing. Instant pairing from out of the box and then instant pairing every single time you use them. Now the AirPods Pro that I'm talking about here, $400. But right now, perhaps indicative of the fact there might be new ones to come, you'll find them for around $300, maybe $350 at most retailers. So you buy from Apple, you're spending $400. You buy elsewhere, you're probably spending $300 or a touch over. The AirPods Pro that I'm wearing here, much better than the original AirPods. I didn't like them because they came down too far. I thought you looked a bit stupid wearing them. These, not as much, but you still do have that stalk. And if you're not a fan of that, that's going to be something hard to deal with, folks, because most headphones these days have that stalk. But these are a real masterclass in noise cancelling, in ease of use and general usability. So that's the Apple AirPods. We'll have a proper listen to them in a minute. Next up, and probably the most latest on the market, are from Sony. These are the WF-1000XM4s. Now, the last generation of these were a very different look. These, if you put them side by side, you wouldn't know they were one generation after the other. Once you get them in, twist them, you get a much more neutral look to the headphones. They don't have that bulge coming down with the stick. They're just a bud. So we refer to headphones as bud and stalk or just bud or many other different styles. But these I would refer to as a bud. Great microphones, great all-round sound, and an outstanding noise cancelling in my experience. So that's from Sony, the very latest. They come in this kind of neutral color as well as a black. Now, the price is probably the kicker there, $450. That'll come down in retail, but you're still talking well over $350, $450 for a set of Sonys. But these are from JBL. Great little case, really a great indicator of battery life on the front, and a great look in the ear. Again, bud and stalk style, a very small stalk, which is great, and the stalk that kind of points down your face, I find, which is better than most people with the AirPods kind of stick them straight down. So this bud and stalk look, and also in black, white, different colors, is a big win. So these are the JBL Live Pro Plus. They are $250. That's the recommended retail price. So I have no doubt over the course of the next 6 months leading up to Christmas, that will fluctuate in the sales and the like. So they put themselves at the bottom of these three price-wise. So you're talking at RRP, $250, $400, and $450. Now how that carries out at the actual checkout for you is entirely up to you and the deals that you drive. Now, they all feature noise cancelling. They all have great sound credentials, given Apple's worked really hard to build that credential. So you're not missing anything at a tick box kind of feature level with any of them. So let's take a listen. Let's start right in the middle with the Apple AirPods Pro. Now these, as I say, are extremely popular. There's no doubt people love to be seen wearing the Apple AirPods. So I've got my iPhone and they are already paired. So let's pick a couple. I'm going to pick 2 tracks to listen to on each of them, give you some semblance of thought. So I'm going to go with a Jimmy Barnes, bit of pace, bit of bounce to it first from the music, and then we might go with something maybe REM, just to give it a little bit more, I don't know, clarity, peace. All right, so Jimmy Barnes kicking in here. I've put these at full volume as well. And now, the funny thing about being at full volume there is I feel like I need to bring it down. So I feel like at top volume, it's kind of overwhelming itself. So I'm going to pause that. And I'm going to go straight to the Sonys in the same spot. We'll flick between them because it's easier on the same song that way. Bluetooth connected. Battery fully charged. She's good. Good value, the Sony lady. All right, so let's make sure we're airplaying from the correct device and hit play. Let me go back a bit. Now volume, let's go full max again. There's already a bit more bass. See, at full volume, I don't think they're as loud. I also don't think they're as overpowering. I don't think they're as not distorted. AirPods were not distorted, but I just felt like I was missing something in their sound. I can definitely hear the drums. I would say, straight up, a better sound from the Sonys on a bit of Jimmy Barnes, Your Love Keeps Lifting Me Higher. So let's go to the JBLs. And on all of these, I'm not playing with noise cancelling yet. So let's go with the JBLs here and go back to the start. Full volume. Full volume, Jimmy. Let's do this. Not as much bass as the Sonys. Absolutely no issue with the volume. Great clarity. I can hear the drums, cymbals, and the guitar in the background. It's good. Now, it's an interesting one because as someone who doesn't desperately love bass, I'd probably choose the JBLs over the Sonys there. But that's because I'm just not a massive fan of extra bass in my headphones. I would say the Sony and the JBL would be my picks there. I think the Apple, there was something about the way they pushed too hard at full volume. We had to bring the volume down a bit to get that same level of clarity. So let's try something now a bit different now. Let's go, let's find something a little bit more, with less music, with less, I guess, rock. Something that is going to give us the sound in the background. Better Be Home Soon? Crowded House? Guitar, yep. We'll kick it off with the AirPods. Very fullness to the voice. Very nice, very clear, a great sound overall, no doubt. And this is a very simple track too. It's really just essentially acoustic with a guitar and vocals. So let's get the Sonys up here on AirPlay. Again, full volume. So it's interesting. I can hear the guitar and the voice again, but I feel like they've leveled out. I feel like with the AirPods, the voice was lifted for some reason, like outside of the music. But that's probably my only observation. Let's try the JBLs. Gonna need another song here to find a winner. JBL Live Pro Plus. See, this is like the Sony. It's the music, the guitar and the vocals have been brought together. Clear. Clarity is excellent. I'm going to need another song. Going to need another song. So let's find something in between. Ooh, Bicycle Race, Queen. That's got a fair bit going on. Lots going on. I can hear the hi-hats and the cymbals and the drums. I mean, it's just such a great song. Queen, so good. Let's go back to the Sonys. It's a Sony. All right. Bicycle Race, go back to the start. It's not blowing me away. Again, same thing. I feel like with the AirPods, I'm standing closer to the vocalist. Whereas with the Sonys and the JBLs thus far, yeah, everything's there around me. Yeah, it's a very weird thing, but I just feel like with the AirPods, I'm getting a real vocal priority. And I haven't touched any EQ settings, by the way. So let's go JBLs here. Same thing, it's the same. Yeah, it's the same thing as the Sonys. I feel like I'm hearing everything together as opposed to one thing dominating. And I've got to tell you, I don't think the Sonys are any greatly better than the JBLs in a music sense. So from a music point of view, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't pick the JBLs. Just beautiful, really great sound, excellent quality. So let's switch to noise cancelling. Now to do that, I've got a TV here with a sound system in this whole room, and I've got white noise, plain airplane white noise. So I'm sure you can hear that broadly in the background, so that'll entertain you, some white noise. Now it's not perfect, but it's the best way I've been able to kind of get a sense of noise cancelling over the COVID period. So that's annoying to me, probably annoying to you. Let's put some headphones on. AirPods. They're on. And I've instantly dulled the amount of noise that I'm hearing. Certainly not gotten rid of it in the same way that you would on a plane. There's just no doubt. So noise cancelling off. I can hear it bubbling away. Noise cancelling on. I can hear it cuts. In this kind of really odd experiment, it's probably cutting 20-30% of the sound, but not the noise, if that makes any sense. But it's stark what I'm hearing. But you got to remember, with in-ear headphones like these, you actually cancel a lot of the noise out from the very tip that you're putting into your ear. It does a lot of the work. So let's put in the Sony's battery fully charged. Let's bring up the Sony app. We'll get to apps in a minute. And let's ensure noise cancelling can be controlled. Adaptive sound, which is Sony's way of going, we'll work it out for you. So, noise cancelling off. I can hear the rumble. Noise cancelling on, it's similar, 20, 25, 30% reduction. So again, in this environment, so what I tell you it is, and this is probably smarter people than me can I guess explain, is it's that rumble that occurs on a jet plane that you get rid of with noise cancelling. It's not the person next to you or the baby crying. If you think that, you're mad. Let's go the JBL Live Pro Plus. Now again, JBL, there is an app for that. Let's see that we are on that app. Alright, so I've got the JBL app. Okay, noise cancelling is not on. Let's turn it on. Oh. Now, I've got to be honest, that's a surprise. I feel like that hit a lot harder. Turn it off. That did as well, if not better than the others. Now, I think that's an artificial test. I want to be very clear. I'm going to turn off that noise now because how annoying for you. I don't think that's a true test of the headphones, because in a real plane environment, the difference between a Bose and a Sony over the years was so incremental, but it was very clear. So I think on a plane, I'm still going to give it to the Sonys just by what I could sense being taken out. But I think the JBL's bat above their price range, if that makes sense. For $250, in-ear noise cancelling at this level is a bit insane, frankly. So with noise cancelling on, I'm going to go back to our music, and I'm just going to put Beat More Queen on. Fat bottom goes. There's a bit more depth to the sound now because I don't have the ambience, interestingly. So look, I'm going to say I'm surprised, not shocked, surprised. Now there's a few things to take in here. All three of these cases, wireless charging. That's a big win. On an Apple AirPods, you're going to get about 4.5 hours of battery life. On these, you're going to get 7. These, you're going to get probably a touch more than 7, and plus what's in the case. So again, your JBL's batting way above their average for the price on actual battery life. This is a very small case, very similar in overall size to the AirPods. Smaller kind of to hold than the Sonys. Very pocketable. These in the pockets of jeans, shorts, whatever you like, very easy to manage. And I do like, generally, what they've done with the case. I think it's a nice presentation of the earphones. They clip in quite easily, as you can see them kind of fly in them, and you get a battery indicator as well, which you don't get on the Apple AirPods. The other thing that Apple have absolutely lost the game on here is the app. Now, in the settings in Bluetooth, and when you get info on your AirPods, you can do a few things like transparency and those kind of things. But with the Sony and the JBLs, you can dig deep into the settings. You can play with EQ to find a sound that you like, and that may well bring you to that Apple sound. It may well take you further away from it. Critically though, you can have customizations around controls. So I like to have one ear that controls play and pause and track skipping and things like that, and I like one to have like to push to turn it down, or one that is just for my voice control. I think that's a big deal. So having a deep and very customizable app is a critical thing for me. Sony probably win on the complexity of their app and the things that you can do. You've got to remember these headphones can recognize what you're doing. So if you're sitting down, they won't go into full noise cancelling mode, but if you're on a train and on a plane, they'll know it's quite intelligent what they can do. They also have 360 audio. Apple has their spatial audio, but I'm not sure you're not going to notice that you're listening to spatial audio on the JBLs because they're such good quality. I think the Sony app is probably overcomplicated, probably has too much in it. I would pare it back. I'd have a simple mode and then click a button to go advanced to dig into more settings. JBL have simplified it, keep it real easy, toggle switches on and off with some more I guess, settings in depth. For me, I'm blown away by the quality you'll get from a $250 set of headphones. If I'm traveling again, I'm probably going to choose the Sonys for noise cancelling on a plane. But the next time I get on a plane, I'm taking both these. I want to know which one really does better because I have a suspicion these JBLs are going to bat way above their average. They're not there. They're not a complete contender up against the Sonys, but that's a $450 item. It's $250. It's almost insane to spend this amount of money unless you've just got money to throw away. These are awesome, brilliant quality sound from JBL. I know Apple's AirPods are now a little bit old. They do need a new version urgently to really catch up with both what JBL are doing and what Sony have done. Great product, well priced. The JBL Live Pro Plus TWS available this month. Full details, photos and availability of the JBL Live Pro Plus headphones available now to have a look at EFTM.com.